Hey guys, in today's quick tip video, I wanted to talk to you about getting through those tough times. I was inspired to do this video by a client I met with earlier this week who asked me, is this normal? Is it normal for it to be this hard? And it's really a tough question to answer because on one hand, sometimes couples are happier getting divorced or separated. On the other hand, sometimes though, it's just a rough patch and you have to actively get yourself through that rough patch, and couples often become stronger and happier through that journey together. So I want to explore that with you today. I have 4 tips for you on how you can get through those tough times. Let's get to work. While it is normal to have a rough patch in your relationship, again, you do have to be actively intentional to make those changes to your relationship. Before I explore those 4 tips for you, I first want you to think about, what are we going through that's causing this rough patch? It might be a life cycle, such as having a new child enter the family. Perhaps it's the fact that it's summer and kids are out of school, or we're thinking about retirement, or we have aging parents. These life cycles are lovely. However, with each new chapter through this cycle can come increased stress because we're trying to find this new average day. So first, think about what's causing this rough patch and give yourself a little bit of credit. Acknowledge the problem for the problem instead of thinking it's just between you and your partner. So now what do you do about it? The first tip I have for you is to take some ownership. The problem, as I said, is not your partner. I want you to think about the problem as the problem itself, this thing that's impacting you. And also take some ownership that I'm part of this rough patch between my partner and I. We haven't been talking, and it's not just because of them, it's also because of me. So the first step is some accountability. The second is to let loose. I want you to think about, when was the last time you and your partner actually had fun, real fun, whether that's some adventure in town, a vacation, or even intimacy. When was the last time you really had fun in the bedroom? I'm talking real fun. I want you to let loose. When we do that, a lot of the times we're automatically being more vulnerable. When we talk about vulnerability, a lot of the times people think about those hard conversations, that's what it takes to be vulnerable. That's true. However, fun times are also vulnerable when you let yourself just have fun and be in the moment. The third tip I have for you is to change the lens. If you're looking at your rough patch as just being a challenge, it's going to be really hard to overcome it because you don't know really where you're going. Instead, though, if you see this rough patch as an opportunity to reconnect with your partner, you're really going to set the stage for the solution automatically by just changing the lens. So if you are arguing a lot, or perhaps you haven't had a lot of quality time, that can be the indicator to have quality time, to have a date, to do something active towards reconnecting. So it starts with you changing the lens instead of just focusing on the problem. Start thinking about the opportunities that lie within the problem. And the fourth tip I have for you is to actually discuss your needs and desires. When couples come into the couples workshop and talk about their rough patches, a lot of the times things are going unsaid. You are being mindful of all the stress that you have on your plate, which makes sense. However, it also means though that it kind of feels like you're walking on eggshells, that I'm keeping things to myself. So a big way to change the rough patch is to verbally communicate. This is what I'm longing for. This is what I want. This is what I need. Talk about those specifics so your partner knows about them, and they're also more likely to target that need if they know about it. If you are experiencing a rough patch in your relationship, it can be temporary. All it takes is you being active to change the pattern. To do so, the first tip I have for you is to take some accountability. That means you are part of the pattern that you've created, so you can be part of the solution as well. The second tip I have for you is to let loose, have some real fun together. A lot of the times that can help target that roommate feeling that some partners can get. The third tip I have for you is to change the lens. Instead of focusing on the rough patch, start thinking of it as an indicator that what can we do now to start reconnecting. There's opportunities in there. And the fourth tip I have for you is to be intentional to actually discuss the needs that you are feeling. Sometimes we assume our partners know what needs we have, and in reality, they don't, because they're living their own life too. So be very intentional to communicate your needs, and you're likely to start reconnecting through that rough patch. If you're new here, hi, my name is Emily, and I'm a licensed professional counselor here at the Couples Workshop, where I provide no BS couples therapy to Colorado's business owners. I also put out videos like this, where I provide quick tips to help you reconnect in your relationship. Please consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.